Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back with another video. In this video today, we're talking Week 11 football, so talking about the games, the action, who I think is going to win, all that sort of thing. So as you probably know by now, every Wednesday, I make a video where we talk about just that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Today is Wednesday, November 16th. So the first game up here is tomorrow night, the Thursday night game, New Orleans Saints and Carolina Panthers. This actually has the makings of a pretty good game, as you probably remember. A few weeks ago, the Panthers, and I believe it was actually 1 month ago today, so October 16th, I believe, what was it? The Saints won 41-38. It was a very high-scoring game. I've talked about that one before. I think the number one thing I'm going off here when kind of making my prediction, if you will, on who I think's going to win this is the Saints last week lost to the Broncos 25-23. That's a very close game, win or lose against the Broncos because obviously they're a very strong team, very strong defense. So to be able to compete neck and neck with them, I think really says something about your team. Whereas on the other hand, the Panthers have had their fair share of struggles these last few weeks. They lost their last game to the Chiefs. They had a couple wins, but they had, of course, 4 straight L's before that. Well, I think Carolina is sort of getting it together here. I don't think they're going to be able to, hold their own against the Saints. So I've got the Saints repeating here with the win. So the next game up, Cincinnati and Buffalo Bills on Sunday. The Buffalo Bills are like a friggin' MASH unit. I mean, it's like the most injured team I've ever seen. It's really unbelievable. The Bengals, on the other hand, I'm not sure what to make of them. I mean, fundamentally, I think they've had like at least 10 wins in the last few seasons here. They did really well last season. But if you look at, who they lost to this season, it's Pittsburgh, Dallas, the Patriots, Denver, just recently the Giants. So all very good teams. And it's not like they're getting blown out. I just, it seems like they haven't had the luck of the draw this season. But regardless of that, I've got them winning this game. Buffalo is just, they're a little bit too dinged up here. So I've got Cincinnati winning this one. Next, get the hell out of here. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Cleveland Browns. I mean, so we're not going to waste a lot of hot air on this. I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this game. Next game here, great matchup. We've got the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I know a lot of people would argue that, especially this season, the Baltimore Ravens are not, the 2011, 12, 13, they're not those Baltimore Ravens teams. However, the thing that, sort of fundamentally hasn't changed with them, and if you watch them and all, you kind of see it, very physical team. Play you very hard, very physical. They can get stops when they need stops. And as far as I'm concerned, I think Joe Flacco is still Joe Flacco. However, Dak Prescott is still Dak Prescott, and the Dallas Cowboys look like they're running. Well, I don't want to say they're running away with it because nobody's running away with it, unfortunately. Especially this season, there's been a lot of bad football, but I think the Cowboys are really number one in the league. Dallas's offensive line is a friggin' brick house. Like, I don't know if you've paid close attention to this as I have, but a lot of what Ezekiel Elliott is able to do isn't really because of him. I mean, he's a great player, obviously, but it's really because of their offensive line. I mean, those guys, they can create gaps, like big, like they can make some gaps. If you saw the Pittsburgh-Dallas game this last week, which was a great game, by the way, awesome game. Last play of the game, Ezekiel Elliott right up the middle. I mean, that offensive line is amazing. The thing that is interesting about this game is Tony Romo announced, I think yesterday, that he's, he's going to, give the starting job to Dak Prescott, so there won't be any competition there. I'm actually interested to see, and this is kind of a hot take, but I'm wondering if that'll change the way Dak Prescott plays. Because if you think about it, everything he's played up until now, it's kind of been with kind of Tony Romo breathing down his neck. He's kind of been, there's kind of been this question for 10 weeks now of whether or not, he's going to be coming back. So I don't know if, just psychologically, if that does anything. Now he knows, he can kind of comfortably have the starting job in Dallas. I don't know. We'll see. But I wouldn't count on them losing much sleep about it. So I've got Dallas winning this game. I think, obviously they're just a stronger team. I wouldn't, sure, I could see a scenario where they lose. I just wouldn't bet on it, given how strong they've been down the stretch here. Next game, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. Another one, I've got Detroit winning this game. Why not? Next game up, this is actually better than you would have thought, some time ago. Tennessee Titans and Indianapolis Colts. So the Tennessee Titans last week, just think about this just take a second and just think about this. Blew out the Green Bay Packers with a score of 47 points. Hold on a minute. We're not talking about the New England Patriots or the Seattle Seahawks or the Dallas. No, we're talking about the Tennessee Titans. Put up 47, almost 50 points against the Green Bay Packers. I mean, And we'll talk about the Packers in a little bit here, but I'm not betting against them at all, especially with the problems Indianapolis has had. I mean, I don't want to lie, I haven't watched a whole lot of Titans games here, but for what I've seen, when Marcus Mariota gets to the red zone, just watch out. I mean, I know people kind of like to write off the Tennessee Titans, especially kind of given the last few seasons they've kind of put in. But hey, if you can put up 47 points on the Packers, I'm not betting against them, especially given the fact that was last week. I've got Tennessee winning this game. Next game up, Kansas City, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got Kansas City. Next game up here, another early game, Arizona Cardinals, Minnesota Vikings. I mean, what an utter collapse the Minnesota Vikings have had. I mean, they came out 5-0 going into their bye week, and if you go back and watch the video back when that happened, I said, I bet when they come out of the bye week, they're just going to kind of lose all that momentum and kind of fall apart, and that's exactly what's happened here. 4 L's in a row, going back to Sunday, October 23rd, when they lost to the Eagles all the way up until last week. They lost to the Redskins. They're 5-4, which honestly isn't a lot better than Arizona's 4-1 record at this point. But I've got Arizona winning this game. I think that just to kind of, save face, they really need some wins here. So I've got Arizona winning this game. Next game up, New York Giants, Chicago Bears. I got the Giants winning. Next game up here, getting into the later games, we've got the Miami Dolphins and the LA Rams. I've got Jay Ajayi and the Dolphins running a marathon against the Rams. I've got the Dolphins winning this game. Next game, which could turn out to be quite the scrap. We've got the Eagles and the Seahawks. The Seahawks are coming off a very close win against the Patriots last week. The Eagles beat the Atlanta Falcons, who were red hot. I think that the Seahawks kind of like having to travel all around the country here, which is what they've been doing the last few weeks, West Coast to East Coast and all that. And because of the fact I think the Eagles are starting to get it back together here, I've got the Eagles winning this game. It'll be a close game. Could certainly make the case the Seahawks could win, but you could call it an upset. I've just got the Eagles this week. Next game up here, oh God, I mean, I don't know who comes up with these matchups. I mean, this is worse than the Steelers and the Browns. We've got the New England Patriots taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we're not talking about the 1994 San Francisco 49ers. We're not talking about the 2012 San Francisco 49ers. No. We're talking about the 1-8, almost 0-9 2016 San Francisco 49ers. I mean, you can really throw them in with Cleveland if you want. I mean, this team sucks ass. I remember 4 years ago, because I talked about the 2012 49ers, the year they went to the Super Bowl when they were really good. And now that I think about it, I think it was a Sunday night football game the 49ers played the Patriots 4 years ago, and I'm pretty sure the 49ers won, but I think it was like this amazing comeback the Patriots had, if I remember correctly. It was a primetime game. And I don't think they've played for 4 years, actually. I don't think they've played since. I could look it up, but screw that. The thing that's interesting is Kaepernick is still the quarterback. 4 years ago he was the quarterback, and we thought he was like the friggin' second coming of Johnny Unitas. 4 years later, way different. There's no Frank Gore in the backfield bailing him out this time. Yeah, I've got the Patriots winning this one, friggin' 50-0. Well, not quite, but you get it. Just to talk about the Patriots too, to kind of keep it equal. Last week they lost to the Seahawks in a very close game. It was the Sunday night game. I watched the Sunday night game. When they're good matchups, I'll watch the Sunday night games. I think that really what did the Patriots in was their defense. It really didn't look good. There were a few plays the Patriots called where they rushed 2 guys and they had everybody else back deep. It was like they played 3-man deep on first. It really didn't make sense. Some of the play calling there. They couldn't bring pressure, which you could argue as to whether that's kind of like a personnel thing or a strategy thing. I'm not really sure. Their offense is unbelievable. What they're doing this season, I really think it's one of the best, and this is a hot take here. I really think it's one of the best offenses ever put together, honestly. Just because of the fact that, they've had 3 different injured quarterbacks this season. Brady, he missed the 4 games, as everybody knows. We don't need to beat a dead horse with that. But somehow through all, most teams would go 0-16 if that happened. But somehow, the what's his name there? Belichick, the tactician there, as they like to call him. Somehow he's, I guess he's skilled in the dark arts. If this was Harry Potter, I guess he's been reading in the restricted section. I don't know how they're doing what they're doing. It's insane on offense. It's really, I really think it's one of the best offenses in a long time. However, the defense it kind of did them in on Sunday night. Who knows? Maybe they'll fix it. I don't know. Next game up here, Green Bay. Oh, we're gonna get after the Green Bay Packers here. We've got the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Redskins. That's the Sunday night game. So Green Bay, it's time to hit the panic button in Green Bay. It really is. Mike McCarthy, he's all but a lock to be on the chopping block after this season's over. I mean, just defensively, how do you put up? What did we say? It was like 47 points against the Titans. I mean, I don't care what team you are. If you're letting that happen, 47 points at all that's code red. But 47 points against the Titans, especially given the fact that you are not the friggin' Browns, not the 49ers. You're the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay, I think it's time to man the lifeboats over there. I mean, that is really, we've talked about the struggles they've had so far, the struggles that Aaron Rodgers has had so far. I mean, that is really concerning here. I mean, if I just think about like every, like the week before the season starts, you see kind of like all the sports sites and shows and everything, like ESPN and everybody, like they'll say, their like their early season picks who they think is going to win the Super Bowl, like really long predictions. And some of these reporters that they ask every year, I'm pretty sure there's some of them that just every year say it's going to be the Packers and fill in the blank, Broncos, Patriots, Steelers, whoever. And that's the team we're talking about here. Like every season could be winning the Super Bowl. Like that's what's expected of this team. And this season, on the other hand, I don't know. I mean, I know Mike McCarthy's probably gone. I know that Aaron Rodgers has been defending McCarthy there. I don't know what to say. I really think it's I don't know what to say. I mean, they're 4-5. They're third place in their division. It's looking like they're on pretty dire straits here. The Redskins, on the other hand, are 5-3-1 in terms of their record at this point. They're also third in their division as well. They just beat the Vikings 26-20 in their last game. The week before that, of course, they had that great. Actually, no, they had a bye week. It was the week before that. They played in London where they had that tie. It seems like that's what it is this season. There's just everybody's having tie games. I don't know. I'm not sure if it was Russell Wilson or who it was. Somebody recommended that they should do it like in hockey, where if there's a tie at the end of the game, like have a shootout, like just kind of have the kickers like keep kicking until somebody misses. I don't know. But nobody likes watching a tie, especially in football. Anyways, even though I really kind of was hard on the Packers, I've got them winning this game just because of the fact that, nothing really wakes you up and gets your competitive juices flowing than getting blown out by almost 50 points. I think it's kind of safe to say that. Last game up here, Monday night game, Houston Texans, Oakland Raiders. Get the hell out of here. The Oakland Raiders are for real. Their defense is for real. Derek Carr is for real. This is the year. I know that the Raiders are kind of all preoccupied with this move to LA thing. I don't know why you'd be talking about moving to LA when you're having a season like this. Now, I know that their stadium, the Oakland Coliseum, it's not exactly like, who's got a fancy stadium? Like the Cowboys have the AT&T what is it, like AT&T Field, AT&T Stadium, or whatever. If you've ever seen it up close and personal, it's like high school teams would play there. It's really not all that. I think during one of their last games, I think the commentators were actually kind of ranking on it. But I can understand, from a business perspective, wanting to have a nice facility and a new geography. That's all exciting. But your team right now resembles really like no time in recent memory like the friggin' autumn wind Oakland Raiders of yesteryear. Like that was this team here, as far as I'm concerned, you could definitely top 5 in the power rankings. I think there's some people who put them as 1. I don't know. I think like the number 1 just for power rankings right now, I think it's got to go Cowboys, Seahawks, Patriots, Raiders, just because I want to see more of them. But hey, they're up there. They're really competing. Texans, on the other hand, cannot say the same thing about them. So I've got the Raiders winning this game. And with that, that'll do it for this week's game. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, any of that sort of thing. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know, because I'd really like to hear them. Other than that, until next time, that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching.